The Gemara says in Yuma, Gdoilo tshuva shebagat at kisi hakavod. Yuma pevov. What does that mean? Gdoilo tshuva shebagat at kisi hakavod. So in Chazal it's written that each face of every human being is engraved on the kisi hakavod. When a Yid does an Avera, Kavi Yochad, his face is wiped out from the Kisi HaKovod. It's erased. And through the Yid, which he does tshuva, tshuva, it's not so hard to do tshuva. But a person, it's written in Shai tshuva, but a person is Tomei, for example, if it's Mabbe Sabitus Kayom, he has to toivel the mikveh, he has to be in Kobonos, he has to be out of the Machane. There's all halachas. But by tshuva, a person just thinks. He's makabel on himself to do tshuva. Straight away, his face comes back to the Kisi HaKovod, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu sees that Reuven ben Yaakov, Shimon ben Leah, v'chulu v'chulu. Wow, here the face is written out on the Kisi HaKovod, Gdoilo tshuva shemagat at Kisi HaKovod. And the story of this week's Seder, Parshat Haazinu Shabbat Shuva Habo Leinu L'Toivo. We say in the Torah, Shuvo Yisrael Ad Hashem Elokecha, Ki chashalto ba'avonecha, Chui mochem dvorim, V'shuvu el Hashem. What does it mean? Shuvo Yisrael Ad Hashem Elokecha, Ki chashalto ba'avonecha. When we do an Aveya, the Aveya we do, it's called a Kishalon, it's called like Shoigeg. A person takes a piece of pizza and he puts it into his mouth, doesn't say a bracha, or a person knows that his friend did something and he especially talks about him lashon hara, or a person treads on him, or he stands on him, or he spits at him, or he's mazik, or he steals, or he thinks, or he looks and he says, anything we do all year round, it's an oinus, it's like a shoigeg, or it's an amazid. If it's a amazid, how can we rub it out? And if it's a shoigeg, could we rub out a shoigeg? If a guy brings soot, if a guy brings tar, and he pours it out on the carpet of his friend, he's got a white carpet in his house, and he's got a white sofa, and he brings a barrel of tar and he pours it out, it's possible to clean it? You take the biggest broom and all the any kind of, you want to clean it, you bring you bring a vacuum cleaner, you can't clean it. He poured down dirt on the guy's carpet, he poured it on his chair, he poured tar on his car. It's possible to clean it? How can you clean it? Maybe a car, yes, but how can you clean the windows? How can you clean the carpets? How is it possible for us to do tshuva at all after we did what we did? So the Pasuk says in Parshat Haazinu, this week Seder, Ki chelek Hashem amoy, Yaakov chevel nachalosoi. Moshe le'ma'odov adoimer, Ki chelek Hashem amoy is Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu tells Rivka, Onochi ish cholok. How can I go into Yitzchak Avinu and get a bocher? Yitzchak Avinu knows that I'm not Esav. Esav is full of hair. And Onochi ish cholok. Medrash brings down and Pashas told us, Ki chelek Hashem amoy, Yaakov chevel nachalosoi. When a Yid does an Avera, the Avera is not part of the Yid. No Yid in the world, Dafka, wants to do the Avera. Why? Why? We know what we're doing. We know it's also. So how do we do it? What's the answer? The Pasuk says, Al talshin evet el adoinov. Don't tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, don't be a malshin to Melech Malachei Melachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows exactly what we did. Al talshin evet el adoinov. So what does it mean that we do an Avera, we don't do it? But the emes is we do want to do it. We want to have a no. We want to eat. We want to go. We want to say. We want to tell. We want to tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he did that to me. We want to tell the friend, you know what he did to you yesterday? Do you know what he spoke about you? How can you make a shidduch with this guy? Do you know who this guy is? This guy is worth nothing. This guy takes tablets, and this guy does this, and this guy does that. How can you go to him? How can you make a shidduch with him? How can you do business with him? The guy's a bandit. The guy's a galuf. The guy sells drugs. How can you do anything to him? And we do it and we say, and we moitzi Shema, we say Chilus, and we speak Lashon Hara? The answer is, no Yid wants to do an Aveira Lechatchila. Ki chashalto ba'avonecho. What does it mean, ki chashalto ba'avonecho? Ki chashalto ba'avonecho brings down, Rav Dessler brings down, that no Yid in the world, be'emet, wants to do an Aveira. Why? Because Shiva Dvorim were created before HaKadosh Baruch Hu built, before HaKadosh Baruch Hu made. Bereshit Bora Lekim Eitz HaShemayim Beis Oretz. That's the Gemara Nedoim, Lamed Tes brings down. 7 things were created. One of the things is tshuva, which means before HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Bereshit Bora Elokim Eitz HaShemayim Beis Oretz, was created tshuva. Before the person was a human being, before Adam Rishon came, before HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam Rishon, on that Sunday morning, before HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam Rishon b'Yom Shishi. But before HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, Bereshit bara Elokim Eitz HaShemayim ve'Eitz HaOretz, before Hashem created the Shemayim and the Oretz, beforehand, the day before, the week before, the year before, there's no Zman, it's Lamala Me'al Zman, Hashem created tshuva. Which means before the person came, before he was born, before he's created, Hashem made tshuva. And tshuva was there already. Which means each Yid, when he does an Aveira, he feels a bad taste in his mouth. Why? Who brings a bad taste in the mouth? A guy does something, he gets something called guilty conscience. Who brings the guilty conscience to the person? A person is a human being. A person is made of bos of Adam, and dam and flesh and bones and the HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it into us. Ruach memalalo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into us a neshama and a nefesh and a ruach. Who made us do anything? Without a battery, we can't do nothing. Without HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can't do nothing. Even though there's a father and a mother, but without HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Gemara Nida Lamed Aleph says the person will be able to do nothing. Who puts in the person the guilty conscience? That's the tshuva. That's the tshuva which was created before, which means no one in the world, lemaisa, wants to especially go to the other guy and stand on him and slap him and whip him and spit in his face. Whatever he does, in this his guilty conscience, what he does, goes back to him that he doesn't want to do it. Ki chashalta ba'avonecho. Al yedei, what do we cancel the Averas? Al yedei, the Pasuk says in Mishlei, Tachonunim yeda berosh. So Moshe David Vali brings down Tachonunim yeda berosh, through doing tshuva, through davening, through speaking to Hashem, through davening to Hashem, through saying slichas to Hashem, we mevatel all the koichoi sarah, all the bad things which was created through the Averas we did. A person eats without a bracha, let's say. So he's created a malach, a bad malach. Or a person says something bad about someone else, created a black malach. How do we cancel this malach? The Apostle Moshe David Vali says, Mikan lemadnu im roya odom dedine kashia. What if someone sees that there's something running after him? Let's say, for example, the takono is to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'tachanunim, lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Al yedei ze, a person will turn over the bad to be good. And the Rai is from the Shnei Seirim. That's what the Ramban says. Parshat Haazinu Shabbat Hashem, v'so'echo la'azozel. The al yedei we bring the so'echo la'azozel, we bring him a matana. We give him a present. Oh, you give the present to the bad one, he becomes your friend. That's the shoichat. That's Yom HaKippurim. Ki be'yom hazeh yechaper aleichem. And Kol Yehudi, and every single Yid has a kapor on Yom HaKippurim, that even if the Satan knows that he did something, the Satan becomes our friend, and he keeps his mouth shut. Ki chashalta ba'avonecho. Shuva Yisrael. Shuva Yisrael. That's what we say in this week's prayer. Shuv Yisrael ad Hashem lekecha ki chashalta ba'avonecha k'hui mochin dvorim. K'hui mochin dvorim. Torah, mitzvahs, tefillah, Tachanunim, Tehillim, each Yid can daven. Each Yid has got a capability of opening his mouth and saying, Abba, my dear Father, help me to come home. Help me to come home. Every single Yid in the world gets his neshama, wakes up once a year, and he feels something close to Hashem, and he says, Hashuvenu, Hashem elecha v'reshuva, Chadash v'meinu k'kedem. That's Yom HaKippurim. Ki b'yom hazeh yachapeh lechem. We all have the koyach, we all have the capability, Bezat Hashem, and we'll all be zoche, Bezat Hashem. Hashem will help us. He helps us every day, every shniyah. Koil and the shoma talel kol. We all have the capability of coming back to Hashem, going home to Hashem, telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, help me, please help me to come back, help me to repent, help me to be metaken, help me to feel, to do good, what I did to cancel off. Only you could do it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because you know, Ki chelek Hashem amoy, Yaakov chevel dachalosoy, Onochi ish cholok, I'm only ish cholok, I'm Yaakov Avinu. I can't, even though I did the Aveyas, but the Aveyas is not part of me, not like Esav or Rosham, that Esav, if that's the Aveyas, that's part of him. Because that's Onochi ish cholok. I'm clean, I don't have any hair, and even though I did it, I didn't mean to do it. Ki chashalta b'manecha, was created tshuva before was created the human being. That's Yom HaKippurim. That's a sense of tshuva. That's the maton gdoila which HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to each of us. Bezat Hashem, and we'll all be zecher to have a wonderful year. We'll all be zecher to have a healthy year. We'll all be zecher to be helped in every way. Bezat Hashem, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will redeem us from all the bad, whatever we did, and whatever we did. בבוקר שבת ותשוב עומדים, אין צדיקים גמורים יכולים לעמוד.